So this is going to be a tutorial on how to set up Visual Studio's Code with MinGW. You start by downloading MinGW 64. This is a GCC compiler, GCC standing for GNU C compiler. It does a little bit more than that, but all we're interested in right now is the C compiler part. So first thing we do is we come down here, and this is going to take us to the SourceForge code page. We're going to click on Files. Then we're going to go click on the Download Latest Version. As soon as it finishes downloading, we go ahead and click on it. And since I already installed it, okay, then we follow the prompts. Our architecture is going to be x86-64. We're going to leave it on we're going to put it to Win32 threads, although we're probably going to be using P threads, but that's for a later date. Now I like to put this off of the C folder because we're going to have to copy this path into our environmental variables, so it kind of helps to keep this short. Then we click Next. And I'm going to pause it while this is installing, and we'll move on to Visual Studio's code. Okay, so now that we have MinGW downloaded and installed, we'll download Visual Studio's code. Pretty much the same thing. Click Download for Windows. It'll start the download. Run it. Run it through its prompts. And this one, there's no real reason to change the path that you're installing it to. And add to path after restart is the option you want. So pretty much the default settings are perfectly acceptable. Okay. Now after you finish installing it, it'll fire up, so just close it out because we're not quite ready for it yet. Third program we need to install is Git for Windows. This is going to give us Git Bash. Git Bash is, well, Git in general is actually going to be important to us because as we move forward, we're going to want to put our projects onto either GitHub or Bitbucket, some sort of repository. So go ahead, and as I said, I'm going to be providing all these links in the description below. Click Download, and like before, we'll just open it up from right here, say Run. Click Next, and just let the defaults go. And then I'm going to pause the video while this loads up. Okay, when it's done, just hit finish and that'll be complete. Alright, and then the last thing we're going to need to do is install the C++ Visual Studio's Code plugin. So just go to the link, hit install. Open URL. What it'll do is it'll open up Visual Studio's code. Alright, when it brings up the C++ extension manager, right now I've already got it installed, but you'll just click, this will say install, you go ahead and click that, and it will bring the software in where you need it to be, and then that'll be all set up. Okay, the final portion of this, what we need to do is add these programs to the system's path. Now Visual Studio's code did itself automatically. Now I'm using Windows 7, So on Windows 10, I don't think it's that much different, but you're going to go to, I believe on Windows 10 it's going to be My PC. On Windows 7 it's Computer. You're going to click on Properties, Advanced Settings, click Environmental Variables, find Path, click Edit, and the easiest way to do this is to go ahead and copy it from here, fire up Notepad, and put it there. So these are the paths to all the programs on your computer that are like necessary for computer operation. And I've already got these loaded, but I'm just going to go ahead and show it just for the sake of. So what we need to do is we need to add the path for MinGW, and like I said, for this one I put it off the C drive in preparation for this part because it's easier to find when it's right there. So we're going to go to C, MinGW 64, and we're going to use the Windows 31, and MinGW 64 and the binary directory. So we're going to go ahead and copy that path, add a semicolon to the end. These paths all have to be delimited by semicolon, and just add it to the end like so. So that gives us MinGW. Then what we need is the Git Bash. Now that one is going to be, at least for me, this depends on where you decided to install it, but for me it's in Program Files, Git, Binary, do the same thing, just get that path, add a semicolon, paste at the end. So once you've got those two added, you recopy, paste it into this box, hit OK, and then that's going to update your path. Now, it's not going to work until you restart your machine, at least in some operating systems. I always restart my machine just because. So after you do all that, we're going to be ready to go. And in my next tutorial, I'm going to do a simple Hello World program so we can test the setup and give you guys, some of you, a first taste of C++ programming. Thank you.